All right, fam, what's up? It is a glorious Tuesday morning, August 21st, 2018, and this is another very informal Mind of the Creator update where I just fucking talk into this microphone about stuff going in my brain, and you guys find it interesting or not, or you do because it's super fucking interesting, and I love getting to do these updates. I'm really enjoying them. So we got a lot to unpack. We got a lot to unpack, so we're gonna dive right into it here. So first up, I think I talked about this last time I did these updates. I'm sticking to a early access Friday, new content on Saturday schedule. And I believe this is kind of something that I can definitely commit to consistently as far as scheduling goes. It gives me plenty of time to really go through all the creative content I produce and make sure that I'm putting something out of quality each Friday and Saturday. So I'm not really having any issues sticking to that because I'm such a maverick in the creative content that I produce. It's a good schedule to stick to. So next Friday it will probably be last Friday of the month. Last Friday of the month is, yeah, next Friday of the month, 31st. I'm hoping it'll be a woo woo podcast episode. I am in conversation with a guest that I'm really excited to have on the show. I think it'll be a really great topic if he and I can work out the scheduling to hopefully get that recorded this week or maybe at the beginning of next week so I can get the podcast out to you Friday. I have a tentative guest set up for September as well and a few other people that I want to start reaching out to. I'd love to do the Woo Hour podcast more frequently. I really, really would. But again, it's literally just because that I'm so very picky about the guests that I sit down and have these one-on-one discussions with on the Woo Hour. That kind of needs to stay a once a month thing, and sometimes we even skip months because I there wasn't anybody that month that kind of you know that 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 I really just wanted to sit down and talk to that I thought would offer something for you guys to hear that's maybe a little bit different, so we can kind of unpack things a little bit differently in their perspectives, their viewpoints, things the cool things they're doing in the world, or just cool topics in general. I definitely want to get a little bit back more into having some very fun metaphysical guests on. I've been dying to talk to someone about crop circles and the reality of those and the science behind studying crop circles and the energy and all that kind of amazing things. So on the lookout for that. There are other cool kind of things going on in the world and the beauty of Earth and the mystery of Earth and all that kind of stuff that I would definitely love to unpack with you guys. But again, I'm being very, very just y'all know what the word I'm looking for. I'm just being very specific about who I want to talk to about these kind of certain things to just to help us stand out and that sort of thing. And I've got a lot of books on my bookshelf that I need to jump back into reading that I have not finished and I want to go through. So that's given me some ideas on potential guests as well to kind of talk to. So we'll see. We'll see. It depends on how many nonfiction books I kind of tear through over the next couple of weeks. So that's that on the Woo Hour podcast thing. On the other end, I kind of want to talk to you guys a little bit too. If you're following me on Twitter, and do follow me on Twitter, that's kind of my social media hub. I enjoy it the most. I'm working on expanding my Twitter audience and all that good stuff. So at Writer Streamer, and of course the information will be down in the show notes, as always. I'm really being I'm really being a lot more honest about sharing moments when my depression kind of sneaks up and just fucking tackles me and just says, no, this is where we're at today. And I think it's important to do that, not just because it's kind of a let's I don't know if the word normalize is correct, but just to kind of be honest and open and share our experiences and kind of what we're going through when our brains just decide to, I don't even know, just be complete fucking dicks about just shit out of nowhere. It's not something that I ever expected that I would struggle with, and it definitely kind of cropped up on me, I guess, about 5 years ago. It just suddenly, this was it. And it took me a long while to kind of figure out what was happening and what was causing it and that sort of thing. And I don't have a lot of answers. I really don't. I think that sometimes you just have, I don't know, you just have these days. You just have these days where, yesterday was, I just had woken up and it was just like, no. just no, we're not. This whole day has been canceled, and we're gonna be super emotional about just whatever. I was like a blubbering mess yesterday. I was. It was just sad and messy where I'm like crying and pep talking myself and just trying to just do like basic things that I just need to do because you're a business owner, and that is like a stretch, and then you just kind of sink into yourself. And it's not, you want to talk to people, but at the same time, like, you don't want to talk to people because, for me at least, it's like, when you're in those moods, a motivational poster is like, you just want to fucking rip it off a wall and set it on fire, right? And it's not that everybody who responded to my Twitter posts or sent me a warm, kind message, thank you so much. I love you guys. It absolutely brought a smile to my face. Really, when you're not in that kind of depressive mode, it's easier to kind of step back and be a lot more appreciative. Not that I wasn't at the moment. That's definitely not what I'm saying. It's just when you're kind of in that moment, it's kind of hard to see the sunlight through the fucking rain clouds, and I love rain. So I guess that was a bad metaphor, but whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So, so it's almost like you don't talk to people just because you don't want to hear, oh, you'll feel better and this is okay. And, this, that, you're almost like inconsolable, but at the same time, you don't want to be in your own brain anymore. Like, I literally just had a moment where I was just like, if I could just fucking rip my brain out and set it aside and not have to deal with it for a little while, that would be phenomenal. It's just fucking sucks. It just fucking sucks. Especially because, on the kind of flip side of that, I'm definitely working through kind of unpacking how I value the work that I do and my own creativity. And not that I don't value creativity, but how do I value creativity as a business model, as a way of making a stable financial income? And when I think about other people who are writers and creative content producers like myself, it's almost like you don't lump yourself in the same kind of category as you do them. I guess for example, I grew up in a very corporate American type household. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not that my family or my support group wasn't supportive of the creativity, but it was and rightly so. Kind of rightly so. It was like this is a good thing. Definitely be supportive, but at the same time, make sure you dot your I's and you cross your T's, and you have this sustainable thing, which 9 times out of 10 is working for somebody else. It's getting that traditional kind of 9 to 5. And that's kind of what I was surrounded by, that the value of work comes from that type of industry, not the industry that you're in. So if I'm looking for kind of creative inspiration or role models, or just finding a way to kind of carve my own space out, I have to look for that sort of thing elsewhere. So for me, I've been doing a lot of internal work too. Like, am I blocking myself to making money some, kind of subconscious way? How can I expect anybody else to value the work I do if I don't value the work I do? Okay, so if you're not valuing the work you do, why? What is that? Is it because it's not quote unquote traditional, and you've kind of grew up in this very traditional model of success environment, and now here you are being the quote unquote rebel that you've been for like your entire life? So is that, can you do that? Is that something of value? So that's something I'm working with daily, just absolutely daily, where you're kind of just like, no, there absolutely is value in this creativity. There is value in this kind of entertainment industry that I want to delve into and dive into and share. And this is my thing. This is my thing. So, I'm going to have to continually, just keep up with the affirmations, keep up with positive self-talk, keep up with putting a value on the work that I produce. And there's a lot of it. I mean, a lot of content creators, they're kicking out amazing work, but they're doing it once a month, and they're doing a very specific thing. I'm doing it weekly, and I'm doing a variety of things. So that's that's there. And it's always, you want to make sure that it's something that I love to do. I'm very, very, very conscious right now of how I'm spending my time, and the projects that I'm putting my energy to, which is a complete stressor in itself. It's a complete stressor in itself, because you're literally building a business from the ground up, but you're building a non-traditional business from the ground up. I was listening to the What's Good Games podcast recently, and she was talking about being a content creator, and they were talking about streaming, and this really is the wild, wild west. So at some point, I'm incredibly grateful that things have kind of shifted and changed in just technology and how we connect with each other and that sort of thing to allow me to be this person. But now it's figuring out how. And how do I make it sustainable? So, I'm not having nervous breakdowns about, not being able to, pay bills and make rent and, go to conferences and upgrade equipment and all these kind of traditional things, especially when I made a whole lot of dumb mistakes when I was younger that tends to make everything a little bit more difficult I'm literally that person, y'all. I'm literally that person that spent a lot of my younger years, and I'm not old at all, I'm like 37 years young, but I spent a lot of my younger years just making a lot of stupid mistakes that are now, as an independent entrepreneur, making things a little bit difficult for me. Like I can't get a business loan, I can't necessarily get a personal loan because we fucked up our credit, and then there were just times where you didn't have the money for things, because you are this this different person kind of trying to carve their own path. So it's been very the stress levels are heavy, and kind of dealing with depressive brain and your inner mean girl, sort of thing. So it's a constant daily, no, let's there is value in this. You see the value in this on your good days, and it's literally kind of just reprogramming myself to make this sustainable and believe it can be sustainable, because I absolutely do. So it's just like, no, boom, it's not just this awesome side business creative thing. Oh, you're doing something creative, that's so cute, now get a real job. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that. So just definitely working with kind of unpacking that. So that kind of background is really good because it's kind of giving me tools to be able to analyze things from a business perspective while I'm being like hella creative with certain things. So yeah, guys, that's kind of what it's heavy. It's heavy, and it really is a lot. It really, really is a lot to kind of unpack and unravel and kind of deprogram yourself. And it's just not an easy thing. So shout out to any other, creatives out there going through it. There is value. There is so much value in this creativity and what we do and what we share and being entertaining. And, especially when times are tough for people and hard, and, we go to things that make us laugh. We go to things that light us up. We go to places where we can, delve into fits of fantasy, and that is valuable. And that is absolutely valuable, not just on this philosophical, type of level, but it's pay up, pay for this time, pay for these things that you support. Don't just, share it on your social media. Yes, your time is incredibly valuable, and your support is incredibly valuable as well, but these people are trying to make a living. So, remember that. Remember that, guys, when you're considering whether or not to dump $1 into Patreon. If you got it and you like that work, do it. Do it. At the very least, share it, retweet about it, talk about it. Promote these creatives out here, because we need them. We need them, and they're vital to culture, and they're vital to what we've got going on here. So that's enough. That's enough. I'm gonna get up my soapbox on that. What else do we need to talk about? I'm thinking. I feel like there was something else I wanted to roll with you guys. Yeah, no, that's it. I've got a lot of fun ideas for future stuffs. I'm always thinking very big and having to remind myself to start small and take small steps, and to really just kind of appreciate the journey so far, because I've come, there's a lot of progress that has been made. And when I listen to these astrologers talking about 2008, I know I've said this before, it's slow and steady wins the race, and oh my goodness, that's true. But boy, I gotta get things moving, gotta get things going, gotta get it going. So that's kind of that. That's where we're at, guys. I'm working on kind of adjusting the streaming schedule. I'm having some issues with kind of my ISP and upload speeds. It seems, I'm not a techie, but kind of it seems to me that upload speeds are fucking drastically going down at times that I normally stream, which is affecting stream quality, which we simply cannot have. It's got to be a good looking stream. We can't be lagging every 3 seconds. Can't be that. So I'm going to be playing around a little bit with doing maybe more streams during the day, to kind of make sure that I'm getting the kind of upload speeds that I need to stream. It seems kind of right now something's going on in the evenings where I don't know if we're being throttled or if it's just this, that. Yeah, like I don't know. I literally don't know. I'm not techie enough. I've been talking to my tech brother about it, and he's throwing all these variables at me, and it's hurting my brain. But the moral of the story is that the times that I normally stream from like 7 to 11, these times are being fucked with. And I don't know, and there could be all kinds of whatever. When you talk about the internet, there could be all kinds of reasons for that. So I'm going to try streaming during the day. I've just done some speed tests and that sort of thing. So maybe start doing like a 2 to 6 stream, or a 3 to 7 stream, or maybe, 4, maybe if I can squeeze it, kind of in a little bit past that. So we'll just I'm just going to kind of wait and see, and we're going to have to experiment with some things and see what's going on there. And then maybe it'd be different because I'm moving in 6 months, so maybe it'll be a little different if I move to a different area. Like I don't know. I just don't know. So that's kind of it. Unfortunately, I was trying to be really consistent with the stream schedule, but ISP stuff is kind of making that difficult. So we'll have to. We're gonna be figuring that out as well. But streaming, I love it. I love doing it. It's definitely a part of kind of the creative content that I produce, getting able to hang out and geek out and, that sort of thing. So that's not going anywhere. We're just going to have to kind of massage a little bit and see, when we can, there's outside factors that are involved there. But what else? I got to go back to the dentist on the 30th to get a new crown. Yay me. That's been an unexpected expense that has provided another stressor. But what do? If you are so inclined, there is a GoFundMe to help with all this dental work that I have to get. Thanks to an amazing friend, they was able to co-sign with me to get care credit so I could get all the work that I needed done ASAP because there was much pain and much drama. Oh my God. But which is, it's been a good thing. So now I can hopefully build up my credit a little bit with that, but there is a GoFundMe to kind of help to make sure, and everything I get on that GoFundMe goes directly to all the dental stuff. It'll go directly towards paying off this care credit type loan, all that kind of good stuff. So I'll drop that link down in there. That would be great. Yeah, that's it, guys. So definitely give me a follow over on the Twitter. You can also just you can follow me over on YouTube and SoundCloud. If it's audio or if it's video, it's definitely going up on the YouTube and the SoundCloud as well. I tweet whenever I put out content, and you can guys just expect stuff. Fridays is early access, so Fridays are for my patrons. Shout out for my patrons. Woo woo. Appreciate you guys. Love your faces. Thank you so much for your support. And then Saturday get released to just everybody. And there are also cool Patreon tiers. And speaking of Patreon, that's going to be the last thing that I talk about here really quick. Speaking of Patreon, if there is something that you would like to see in the tiers, or I kind of want to get some feedback here. Is just as far as the creative content that you produce, Crystal, what would make you what would make you as a potential patron support it? What is it that you're looking to see from writers and podcasters and video content creators like myself? That that's kind of a mixed bag of stuff. So what would make you support this type of content? And don't be shy. Sound off if it's no, it's not really my thing, or I would like to see more of this in a tier, or I would support it if XYZ. Like, I'm definitely sound off and kind of let me know. If you don't want to do it in a comment, you can always shoot me an email as well, and I'll make sure that all that information is down in the show notes so you can see it. If you're not really down with a monthly charge, if you're like, I just want to kind of support maybe just the fan fiction, or maybe just your book content, or maybe just the video book reviews when you put those out, I don't really want to do a monthly charge. That is completely awesome, and I totally respect and understand that. So I have an account over on Ko-fi, that is ko-fi.com/Crystal Storm, that you can check out as well. So that way you can literally just like, whatever, here's $3, here's whatever, kind of the value that I put on the content that you just put out. So that way you're not kind of stuck with a monthly charge, and you can support it the way you want. So that's very cool as well. Yeah, that's it, guys. We talked about the podcasting and the writing. Yeah, I'm taking along with that. The writing is like a whole different, I'll be on here for like another 20 minutes, like talking about writing. So maybe we'll talk about that next week, and fucking the joys of trying to get back into writing and what I'm unpacking with all of that, and fucking why can't I write consistently. And that's a whole other fucking topic. Shit, I've only got so much bandwidth today. I'm like, we're like off a very bad day of like fucking depression, so I'm like trying to ease myself back into all the shit on my to-do list that I need to get done today. And this was one of those things, and I'm super glad that I was motivated enough to do this. So kind of taking it easy, even though I can't really take it easy because we at end of the month time and shit, there's stuff to do. But anyway, all right, y'all, I love your faces. Do let me know. Talk about your struggles as well. If you're kind of going through this, I would love to hear what you guys are doing to kind of break the ceiling on this. And well, what are your successes? What are your failures? What are your thoughts on all this? Do let me know. Love to hear from you guys. Okay. Okay, fantastic. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Remember that you two are awesome, and I will talk to you all next week.